All right, welcome everyone to another hybrid major glitches tournament race. I'm Chex Human, and I'm joined by
Taj, though, hi there.
Hey Taj. How are you feeling about this race?
This is pretty sweet, honestly. We've got a game 3 for the bronze medal here going on.
The
Nice that
third
it's gotten
race
this,
for
yeah.
third place.
Nice that it's been able to stay this close so far.
Yeah, it really has. So,
I mean, we're always happy
Spleebie
to
and
see more
Osse.
hybrid major glitches. We're always happy to see more of it.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's been a really fun tournament so far. So, if you're new to HMG, it is all of the settings of overworld glitches plus underworld clips. And there are only 4 relevant clips. All right, the runners are off. Spleebie had a little trouble opening Link's house chest, but
Well,
that's okay.
he wanted the chess turn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, we have 2 pendants in the light world.
Sadly, one of them is Hera.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a custom logic, so the glitches that Chex inferred about earlier, the ones for overworld glitches and those 4 underworld clips, those are in logic for this. So our runners are expected to know how to perform all these glitches and the logical implications of them. So we'll be able to see some, hopefully, decent knowledge pulled off by these runners here. I mean, they've been doing a good job so far, otherwise they wouldn't be bronze medalists here.
Right. So far, we've seen simple boots clips out of bounds, and then a fake flipper. It's a pretty funny way to get a fake flipper in a mosaic transition, but it works. And shout outs to Brahm and Meat for finding that method. All right. So Spleebie is starting in Sahas's hut.
This is a nice early check because we do have the boots to bonk open the back, and we find out that Pod is our green pendant, so this means that Turtle Rock is a crystal, which means we need our fire and ice rods. We do get a pearl in the back of the hut there, so that's pretty nice.
Along with a bottle. Always nice to find a bottle before Kakariko. All right.
We also have got some half magic out of the bonk rocks here, I guess, because that's what Oss has, and just some bombs on Lumberjack Ledge. So no Aga killing today, or at least no Light World Aga.
Right. So there's half magic for Spleebie.
Having that early magic refill is pretty nice because there's a lot of different weapons that you'd want to have for land molas, things like Fire Rod or Ice Rod or even Samaria, and just having that kind of ammunition available right away is very nice. Although we also have a sword, but often the magic weapons are a bit stronger. So we get to a little decision point here for Oss, whether he's going to go up Death Mountain or into Kakariko. This looks like a Death Mountain play, so people do tend to want to put Kakariko off until later just because of trying to find things like the bottle or the powder. That way you're not trying to return to Kakariko multiple times for these little fetch quests.
Is using the new DMA, as it's called, now a couple of years old, and he can navigate easily through the dark. And then we'll see what the old mountain man has. Spleebie, I bet he'll go to Kakariko, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, he's got that bottle, which does help alleviate one of the trips. He's going down. He's going to town.
There he goes.
Not the worst of Dead Rocks. I'm not sure if he's able to dash to the right across that. We'll see here. Oh, no. Wow. And he can't even go in the cave to reset it.
Oh, that's pretty good. So what we could do in HMG and OWG is boots clip out of bounds to get around Dead Rocks. It is an option.
Yeah, typically you're actually not allowed to do that. If you're playing your normal no glitches seed, you're not allowed to boots clip around your Dead Rocks. If you can dash past them, you're fine, but no boots clipping. That is verboten.
So we have an early graveyard check for Aussie. It is a play where, well, he can fill up on bombs as well as checking the item. And it's kind of interesting. Often we see Aussie go for King's Tomb as an early route play. So just a little interesting. A lot of bottles on Spleebie's side.
Yeah, and a cane.
Nice chest turn. The first of, well, not even the first, but one of many. Oh, okay. So Aussie is not putting off King's Tomb at all, and Spleebie doesn't have enough money for Bottle Vendor yet.
He's gonna need to find a little more than a red for that. Oh, did he pick up an invisible chicken there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he still had his bomb, so he could fix it.
That was a good save. If Spleebie were not damaged by that bomb, he would have had to save and quit from that room.
Chicken clipping is dangerous, kids. Alright, so we're getting our first peek into Tower of Hera, and we'll be able to see some logical implications of some of those clips. If we find the big key down here, then those kind of are moot, but if we do not find the big key at first here, then that means that the upstairs of Hera is actually locked by Misery Mire. That we need to enter Misery Mire before we're able to reach the upstairs, logically. And that seems to be the case.
Not a key to be found. Yeah, the keys are randomized. And then it's up to Mire to unlock Hera. There's a medallion.
Maybe a little while before we figure out that's the one that we need. But we also see a fire rod on the race game ledge, and Spleebie is going to go ahead and cheat the game real quick.
Well, he's not even playing the game. All right. So, Desert is right next to Kakariko, often seen as a next play. So, Spleebie also has Fire Rod, so he could beat the dungeon if he wanted to.
He probably will only do that if Lanmolas has an item. Otherwise, it'll remain uncleared for now.
Yeah.
Is that powder on the floating island there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, so this is an early Death Mountain play for Aussie. Makes a lot of sense, especially when having a sword. Makes it a lot easier.
Trying to get the lineup for the splash out. Or he's trying to get the dash set up for it.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Aussie wants to start from above. That will help a lot. So...
There it
goes.
Yeah, the window for it is fairly large, but you have to actually be within the window to do it.
Yeah.
Although I guess
it's funny
because window is kind of relative, because I don't know how big it is. It might be only 3 pixels, but that's actually a pretty big window compared to other things.
Yeah, and it's wow, 3rd sword for Spleebie. And when dealing with the clouds, we're in shallow water because, of course, the clouds are made of water.
That only makes sense.
And just like water tiles, we can clip them depending on how we approach them from which direction. So they have to be approached from above to be able to get linked into position.
Get close enough to actually get that hop with the dash.
Yeah. And from Spleebie, we're seeing a common route, chaining together K45 with Agena.
Yeah, sometimes the way the route works out, you're able to save and quit out of Agena, which seems to be the case this time. Other times you're going to want to go back to Desert or something and have to backtrack out of again, which doesn't always feel the best. It's a lot slower than it feels. But we do get a hook shot over in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, nice reward for the last chest. So what is next for Spleebie? Starting from Sanctuary, I bet it's Death Mountain. And then maybe Osse will go to Kek.
Yeah. If Osse goes to Kek, then he will get the bottles out of the well, so he'll be able to be completely done with Kakariko this first time through, whereas Spleebie might want to return later on to turn in that powder.
Oh, yeah. That could be interesting.
But Spleebie also has that early Moon Pearl, so even after finishing all of Tower of Hera and the rest of Death Mountain, he can go right to the Dark World, which might be a little bit faster than Osse will be able to. Osse might go to South Shore before even heading over to Hasrla's hut.
True. Yeah. Yeah, with Spleebie's equipment, I'm not sure if he'll be doing Dark World before South Shore.
I mean, he's got the Fire Rod for Skull Woods and such, but it would feel kind of bad to go into Thieves Town without the hammer yet.
We shall see.
Did Spleebie ever go back to talk to the bottle merchant? Because I know he was short on money the first time. Because
Yes.
I guess he did because he does have the blue mail there. Unless there was one that I missed in Desert or something.
It was blue mail from Bottle Vendor.
Yeah.
Right, so Spleebie is doing a turtle rock climb. It's a series of wiggles that can get us up to the land bridge, where we can dash across the mountain. Uh-oh, I missed what happened on Spleebie's side. I mean, on Osse's side.
It was a mishap with the bat clip, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's one of those tricks that took me the longest time to figure out how to do when learning overworld glitches. So it's not surprising that there are still ways of soft locking that each player may not have found yet.
Now, the good news is, at least for us on this, is the second trip through Kakariko will be a bit faster because you don't necessarily need to open every single chest again.
Yeah, and so Blind's Hut has a sword. I'm not really sure what's in the back.
Back wasn't anything.
So he bombed it just to think about it.
And then there's the bottles and Samaria over in Kakariko Well. He'll probably skip the blue mail off of the bottle vendor, save his money for Zora or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of rough. What a rough way to start, but that's okay. Osse can recover.
Yeah, he's just doing the second trip that Spleebie will have to do later.
Right. I'm not counting chest turns in Paradox.
There's one.
We definitely got a left and a right. Okay. Here we go again. Let's watch Aussie. He's gonna line up against the fence. He's gonna boots clip. He's gonna dash. And there we go. We scroll to the right. Thankfully, it is not an infinite screen scroll. It is simply kind of
a screen wrapped transition.
There you go. I wanted to say a scrolly scroll, but that's not really technical.
Well, I mean, not every glitch name is technical either. I mean, we have funny auto walk thing.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, barely missed a little anti-fairy skip there on Spleebie's side inside the water gate.
Yeah, but he's good with the hook shot. That was a nice shortcut. So the power gloves are at the dam. Interesting.
Little unfortunate to find that after going through desert and checkerboard and all that, but it still is nice to have for those 3 chests in the back of his escape. That's a nice fast check to hit.
Right. The upward teleport for Aussie. And that's a funny teleport because we see the runners dash turn to the right or left before performing the teleport.
Which is actually required. It does change where you land very slightly.
And what do you mean it changes where you land?
Well, if you did that same teleport but facing up or down and tried to get the item off the race game, then it doesn't work. You have to do that dash turn. So it changes something. I'm not entirely sure what, but there is something that changes.
Yeah, exactly. And we, okay. Didn't really need to open that cave, but hey.
Just killing some time.
Yeah. Gave us something to do. Gave Link a workout.
Oh, wow. Spleebie's at exactly 500 rupees for Zora.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
I didn't see that.
And he just armed the water walk, so he's heading down there right now.
That's awesome. Okay.
All right,
we have a red potion for free.
Yeah, getting pretty filled up on potions. I know we got a green out of Kakariko Well, and I think we got a blue as well.
Yeah.
So we've got the whole rainbow of potion colors going on here.
Yeah. We can YBA, but only in the overworld. That is using a potion on the same frame as a screen transition. And it could be a faster way to navigate the world. Kind of depends on the runner's comfort level and route.
Yeah, you don't often see red or green YBAs on the overworld. There are a few uses for them, but not very many, at least compared to the blue potions, which, incidentally, bring up the flute menu whenever you trigger the YBA.
Yeah, so we call that a fake flute.
Which has also led blue potions to being called liquid flutes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Spleebie, before checking Graveyard Cave, he did an up transition and a down transition. And what that did was it fixed his camera so that the whole transition knows where to put Link. It will put him where he wants, where we expect to go. That is back of escape.
Yeah, if he did not do that transition up and down to fix his camera, that then falling in the hole here would actually put him in Houlihan. And since he just used most of the money that he's really going to pay for the rest of the seed here, he doesn't really need that extra down there.
Funny, Aussie is using a sort of a classic method of Houlihan, the 4-splash method.
So actually purposely breaking his overworld camera there.
Yeah.
In order to get this. Well, not really breaking it, but just offsetting it enough. All right,
We got a quick... What did you see?
I saw red crystals at Turtle Rock and Thieves Town.
Oh, okay. I did not see that. It was so quick.
I'm not 100% sure on Thieves Town, but I'm very sure on Turtle Rock.
Okay. Okay, so we have Dark World navigation for Spleebie, starting at Bumper Ledge, and there's a lamp. Yeah, Spleebie is right to dash to the left, below the sign, I believe. He didn't continue the dash for some reason.
But he still dodged the Murderdactyls, so that's fine.
That's the important part, yeah.
Alright, so we get to go through Skull Woods. We've got Samari, we've got Fire Rod, so this will be very quick and easy to get through.
Oh, yeah.
And Tempered and Half Magic. Wow. This should be a breeze.
Yeah, meanwhile, Osse is continuing his route in South Shore. Again, he's missing Moon Pearl, but I'm sure that will be found sooner than later.
Yeah, just the 3 items at Sahasrah's Closet is a dense enough location, and since we have these boots to start with, it makes sense to check there earlier on.
So Spleebie has beams. Not an ideal situation. It can be annoying dealing with the mummy and the moth. Spleebie takes damage anyway just to get rid of the bunny state. Alright, so here's a Mothula. Will we get a kind moth?
Not really. He's hanging out up top a lot.
Yeah.
When he starts hanging out at the top there, you really want to try to get some dash pokes in, because that can negate what the spikes are negating in terms of damage.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Very good. Crystal for Spleebie.
And poor Spleebie's going to have to backtrack out of this rear section of Skull Woods. I always feel so bad to go in to check this chest without Mire.
Oh, yeah.
But we do get one of the items out of Skull Woods from it. So at the very least, we have that peace of mind.
So I don't know what's going to be next for Osse. There's a good chance it's going to be Sahas. It looks like he'll continue on into Dark Cross. I also kind of expect Escape, but I'm not sure.
So, actually, in opening that sewer door the way he did there, he's actually forfeiting the chance of using this sewer key for unlocking Swamp later.
Right. So you're referring to one of the characteristics of this mode where the key of Swamp Palace can be randomized. It is randomized completely. And so to unlock Swamp, we have to approach it from Tower of Hera. And logically, we are supposed to approach from Mire to Hera and then Hera to Swamp. So it's all about choosing a key and choosing a key wisely. Yeah, so we are seeing Escape. And by the way, we find Bombo's tablet in C-shaped house. Oh wow, the flute is at Uncle. Okay. That could help speed up things for Aussie. It's unfortunate that Mire is not present, but hey, that could show up in the light world too.
Yeah, I don't think that flute is going to get activated on Osse's side until we find the mirror. And only if we do that before Thieves Town is done.
Yeah.
The flute is more of a luxury in this mode. It is, in fact, not required to reach Misery Mire.
Yeah.
Alright, so with Spleebie going through Thieves Town here, he's going to need to count his items to make sure that he's not leaving something behind, possibly in the Thieves Town big chest. So that's certainly something that could bite him later on if Hammer is in a completely different part of the world and he has to wind up returning here later just to check one item. Meanwhile, it seems that...
no to Zelda's cell.
Yeah, I think he was able to figure out that the map was down there based off of everything else that he was able to open.
Yeah, that has to be the case. Alright, next up is the Hazrula. So Aussie will find the Moon Pearl. And another bottle. I assume we will not see Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to be cleared at all, at least not for a long time. Not when there's so much Dark World to do. And actually, one interesting thing that Oss could do with this Moon Pearl is head right into a GT. We've got everything we need to clear the right side. Granted, going through Ice Armos is not going to be the best. I mean, we do have Cane of Birna, so it's not the worst, but it's also not great.
Yeah, it's Birna and half magic, so it's a pretty good option other than Bow.
That, and we know that Oss can Mimic Clip, so if he wanted to, he could go all the way to the top and clear that out early.
Potentially. So, Aussie corrected his camera in Hera, and he's going to the east. So his Turtle Rock climb will take him to the Turtle Rock area, basically. And we'll see what he does after the East Death Mountain clear. He's got a hook shot. Makes sense.
Now, would you go into Turtle Rock at this point? Oh, well, we find the flippers here in a Hookshot Cave. But would you go into Turtle Rock here lacking the Ice Rod, or would you go ahead and just go down to Catfish first and just get that out of the way with this whole series here?
Would not go to Turtle Rock, but, you know, actually, in the past I have done that. It just usually bites me.
Mm-hmm.
Incidentally, we do have flippers in... Excuse me, that was Hookshot Cave. And, yeah, so I have no idea what Ossie's gonna do. His routing has been pretty interesting in this tournament. So I'm curious. Looks like it's a Catfish play. Because when we go to the Turtle Rock screen, we generally are clipping down. And there he goes.
Now, of course, the other option we didn't mention that he could have done was go all the way over to Skull Woods from there with a map wrap.
Yeah.
That would have been spicy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But that would have orphaned Catfish pretty heavily, so it's understandable why he didn't do it.
Spleebie missing his usual triangular pattern, but he does get one down.
Oh, interesting. Oss is actually entering the Dark World portal south of Link's house by clipping around the hammer pegs, and he's going to bomb clip out dodging this whole hammer requirement for this portal.
Yeah, this is a very fun thing to see. So, this route requires the glove, but not the hammer. Oftentimes we see DMD to get to Dark World. That's what Spleebie did. Sometimes we see Death Mountain Super Drop to get to South Dark World.
Sometimes we see fake fluting.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's another bottle.
That's all of them.
Yeah. Okay, Bombos is required for Mire, and Spleebie's going in.
He's got lamp. He does have lamp. Yeah, that was on a bumper ledge. So he's got that. He's got fire rod. He's got Canis and Maria. No reason to put this off. That was an interesting little splash damage hit that hit one of the popos in Mire 2 there.
Yeah, I noticed that. Big splash. All right, so there's some flashing on Ossie's side, but it's going to stop. Yeah, we break the way that the game represents rain.
Really,
approaching from the side.
The overlay isn't loaded properly, so
Mm-hmm.
it's using what it can, and what it has is not correct until you either enter via a world transition or from the underworld, or by using your map.
And interestingly, Ossie does not have a medallion from Village of Outcasts to get into Mire. So we'll be continuing to the north. Okay, nice job for Spleebie refilling hearts using the powder. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but it sounded like Spleebie doesn't have heart beeps on.
I wasn't paying attention to that either.
Yeah.
So far hasn't found any items in Mire yet. Only dungeon things so far.
Huh. Alright. Okay, so Ossie does not have the mitts, of course, to go through the village the normal way. It requires just 2 upward teleports to go up.
Alright, so there is an item on either Vidi or the cutscene chest. We're going to go through Vidi first.
Good call. Oof. We walked into a whiz robe, but it's fine. We have red mail. Nice hook speed for Ossie. And Spleebie is setting up a spooky action glitch by throwing a Samaria block into the void. And he's setting sort of, is it a maximum altitude variable, basically?
It's not
or
setting
value?
it max. It's setting the max that it can be, yes. It's essentially setting it to a -1 represented in binary for 8-bit, which is 255.
Yeah. So it'll take 4 buffers to get into a good position to hit this anti-fairy and a dash upwards, and there he goes.
Yeah, the slashes are purely for timing, just to make sure that the anti-fairy can get down far enough for the item dash with the fire rod to hit it at the right spot.
Yeah, the fun part is when you miss and then go for a manual correction where you're timing, just watching the anti-fairy. Oh, not a good start for Spleebie.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Getting really racked by these eyeballs here. He doesn't have a fairy in a bottle.
He has several potions, but
yeah,
why don't we use them?
This would be the time to use them, if ever. He's got a red, I'm sure, right? He's the one that tossed the bottle into a waterfall, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow, that lightning is
It
a
was
little
so
close.
close.
Spleebie is just that confident. So he has quarter heartbeats, by the way. I just realized that.
Oh, so it's not 0, it's just 1/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Viddy into the corner there. There it is.
Yeah.
Whew.
So
That's-
well controlled. He was not slashing very quickly in order to prevent like a phantom slash, basically. What I'm saying is, if we slash Vitreous too quickly, the second sword slash can go through, and then we'll get hit.
Yeah, because Viddy still gets iframes.
Oh yeah. All right. So Spleebie lives, and what's next? I guess the rest of the southern Dark World.
At the very least, Hype Cave. I don't know if he's going to go all the way to the pyramid yet. Might
Oh, I
be.
missed the item situation in Mire.
There was an item on Viddy, and the first item was in the big chest. The second item was on Viddy, so we're done there.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about what Spleebie's thinking for Swamp Palace. So he chose not to go from Mire to Hera to, search items in Hera and potentially unlock Swamp.
I think the reasoning for that is lack of mirror and the fact that he's on red mail, and the only way to get back to the Mire area after that is to Death Warp, and it would just take a long time to do that. Possibly longer than it would take to go and enter Mire again later on from some other point.
Another possibility is that he has hook shot, so he could potentially find a small key in Hera.
Mm-hmm. Although he could be unlucky and it might be locked by itself in the basement.
It could be, yeah. Looks like Hera's on Spleebie's mind right now. Yeah, he's going in. And Osse is through with Thieves Town, and probably will be clearing Skullwoods next.
Hopefully he checks the upper ledge first. Yeah, he's going for that. Lamp is good enough to go for that. We do get our second item without needing to face Moldorm. Although I think Spleebie's still gonna go kill Moldorm in search of the small key. He does need that to actually unlock Swamp. He started going for the clip, but turned around upon that realization.
Yeah, that's interesting. And this, like you said, that it could be a self-locking key. It could also be like in the big chest. We might not be able to get it. Oh, and yeah, the big key is here. So
yeah, we're not getting that pendant here. We're just gonna fall down and open the big chest.
Yep. Pretty funny chase here for the small key. Yeah. It's a self-locking key. So now do we even get a pendant? No, we don't. Spleebie is going to exit Hera and do something else. Probably Dark Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm. So we see us checking a little bit more of Skull Woods than Spleebie did, I believe.
Yeah. And, okay, it's a Ganon's Tower play for Spleebie. That's interesting.
So this is a little bit of spiciness here. We don't have what we need to go through the left side, but we can go through the right as well as Mimic Clip for... Huh. Why didn't he grab that small key? Is he... Because if he doesn't get one over here, he's got to go back over and grab it if he wants to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bow, though.
Well, that's nice. No mimic clipping required.
And a better Ice Armos fight. But unless this is a small key, he's going to have to backtrack again to go get that other one. I'm just real surprised he didn't go and grab it right then and there.
That's a chance Spleebie's willing to take.
Meanwhile, let's see how good of a moth fight Nos gets. It seems to start off pretty good. Wow.
Very well done. Only one spike disappeared.
I remember someone talking about some sort of grading system with how well your moth fights go based on the number of spikes you have. That if you get one spike away, I think one spike away is a pretty much perfect spike. 2 spikes away is like 9 out of 10. 3 spikes away is 8 out of 10 or something like that.
Exactly. I'd say start at 10, 0 spikes, 10 out of 10, and subtract 1 for each spike that appears.
Maybe it was that. Maybe I'm trying to be a little more generous because I'm bad enough to always have that spike disappear on me.
Sure. A+ fight, let's say that.
Yeah.
Nice and easy walking strat for Spleebie for right side GT. Okay.
Well, yeah, Osse is going into GT as well.
Yeah, so it'll be, interesting to see if Osse gets the key here. Sure. Now let's walk through the center door. No, we're not going to do that. Nice Ice Armos.
Oh,
all right.
No big key on the right-hand side.
Hammer is required in this dungeon.
I mean, it still is because of Ice Palace, but yeah.
Yeah.
But if Ice Palace were a pendant, then yes, it would be required. Just in general for the seed.
Yeah.
Alright, so now this is an East Death Mountain play out of Spleebie.
Yeah.
The Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny, and probably down to Catfish. This is the best time to really do that same sort of loop.
I always like seeing the Samaria block to end the tile room. It's a fun way to end it. And you can get in position to open the chest, too. Alright, so now Spleebie earns his flippers. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Turtle Rock next, but I think it's likely to be Catfish, just like we saw with Osse. Alright, Krelble in chat saying, hammerless, mirrorless swamp hype. This is true, we can complete Swamp Palace, if we want to. Clearing without a hammer and Mire is pretty difficult. Okay, Spleebie is opening Turtle Rock. That's interesting.
Probably searching for the big key at the front here, and then we'll be doing some other clip to the middle or the rear to clear
Yeah.
it out. Because if he does find the big key here, then that makes getting the big chest a lot easier. Or actually, I guess, no, he's just opening it just because for now.
Yeah, that's funny. So it could be a setup for a map wrap later, potentially. That's one idea.
Would that be as a part of going back to Ganon or something later on? Like maybe Turtle Rock is the last crystal? Because I think someone went and timed it that doing the map wrap and going to Skull Woods is faster than some other method. I forget what the other tested method was, but
That sounds crazy.
yeah.
But I like the idea.
I think it was in relation to like doing some sort of save and quit or something after finishing Turtle Rock.
Oh, okay. So Spleebie is going to Eastern Palace, and he does an Eastern clip to map rep Link to be much closer to the entrance. And makes sense. We've got the bow. Meanwhile, we saw flute activation for Aussie.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that, considering we don't have the mirror, but possibly looking at saving some more time later.
Mm-hmm. Always helpful for fetch quests and such. Interesting to see Aussie following in Spleebie's footsteps here.
Yeah, being
Aussie
right
has
on
not...
his tail. All through GT, even.
Yeah. Exactly. And Spleebie uses the 3 arrow strat for the Stalfos room. Always really cool to see.
Yeah, the early 3. It is slightly faster than going for the 2 activation that we normally do and then just shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very slightly faster at the cost of 1 arrow.
Yeah.
But there's so many more in Eastern that it's pretty much worth it.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh, and also doing the same. Very cool.
They both know it. Right, so just to summarize what we've seen so far from the runners, Spleebie has done Mire, whereas Aussie has not. And Aussie has done Escape, but did not come to any reward. We also saw a bit of a Kakariko redo for Aussie because of an unfortunate hard lock at the Magic Bat.
Yeah, and Spleebie has yet to return to Kakariko for the powder check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what is going on? Where is our hammer going to be?
I mean, it could be in Ice Palace, could be in Swamp Palace, could be in Turtle Rock. A lot of places it could be.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty unfriendly place for it so far.
Could even be in Dreaded Pendant Pod.
That is likely.
Either way, Eastern is done for Spleebie. That's a fourth crystal, actually. But we're still on the lookout for the ice rod and the hammer. That's, I believe, all we need to finish off the seed here. Hammer to reach Cold Stare, and then ice rod, of course, for Trinex.
Exactly. And wouldn't it be nice if Ice Rod showed up first?
All right, so we're getting an escape check out of Spleebie, which will sort of even up what these two have done.
Mm-hmm.
But where does Aussie go? This could be a Turtle Rock play. Oh, no, we're going to Pod. Interesting. Or was that...
It's kind of unclear here. It's either he did the wrong glitch, or he meant to do the glitch and thought of something better later. So he may have thought of something he'd rather do. That's probably what happened, but I don't know. Anyway, Spectacle Rock is connected to Pod here, so we are in Pod Cave State.
And Cave State is interesting because while it doesn't have the key counter, the way the game determines whether or not to display that key counter is by giving that key counter a value of -1, which is also 255, like we were seeing with Spooky Action. And doors really only care if your key count is 0. If they are not 0, then it opens the door and subtracts 1 from your keys.
Right, and we take advantage of this in HMG just to open one key door, and it makes pod routing much easier.
Interestingly, Aussie did not actually open up the key door with the cave state, opting to just be a little... I mean, he was going to check the shooter chest anyway, and would have, I guess, determined his pod routing based off of that, whether or not it was the small key that he needed.
So, Spleebie looks to be taking a little bit more time in Escape. We did not see Zelda's cell from Aussie, and indeed, it is the map. So, Spleebie will be going to Dark Cross with this Death Warp.
Yeah, kind of interesting that going for the map there wound up costing more time than Aussie did for backtracking from the back of Escape all the way to Dark Cross.
Yeah, I was surprised by this. Escape is going to feel like such a drag for both players.
Yeah. And Spleebie is saving the sewer key, I guess. Yeah, he's using it there so that he can grab the key. He can clip from Hera into sewers, then go all the way up to the key rat, grab that key, and possibly use that one to unlock Swamp rather than enter Mire again.
Yes. Meanwhile, Aussie finds the Mire on right side pod. And what does Spleebie want to do? Is it going to be... It seems like he's going to be determined to get into Swamp here.
Is he going to go for the full hammerless, mirrorless Swamp?
Yeah, this is going to slow Spleebie down quite a bit. I really doubt that Aussie, and in fact, Aussie cannot really do this route based on his escape routing. So it'll be a little different. But Swamp could be rewarding.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, really the worst part about this for Spleebie is lacking that mirror.
And it's always a confusing one to start up. So what Spleebie needed to do first of all is steal the key. So he really just this is it's the same mistake that I've made in this tournament. So the first thing to do is to bomb clip in this room, and then that will take us to the sewers. Spleebie's having trouble recalling the proper method. It looks good.
That looked a little far forward for the bomb placements. That one looks better. And then some other troubles that he was having. Oh, he didn't hold the right direction there. That's a soft lock. Oh, wait, no, he was able to kick out of it. Okay. So he's fine.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah. That reminds me of how players were kind of discovering the Instaclip methods on their own.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was several steps at first, but really it's just a single diagonal that needs to be done.
Yeah, I think I remember it being up, left, up, or something like that, or up, right, up at first.
Mm-hmm. It did look like a soft lock, though, so shout outs to Spleebie for being able to kick to where he wanted. So now, where's Spleebie going? It looks like a play for the dam, which is going to be a setup for Mireless Swamp.
So, interestingly, with the dam here, the draining of the dam will be reset if you cause an overworld screen transition. Interestingly, a save and quit does not count as an overworld screen transition. So after we drain the dam, we can save and quit to the mountain, clip into Hera, and then clip to Swamp, and the front will still be flooded.
Okay, Osse picks up the pendant.
Meanwhile, Spleebie is trying to lower some health for a future death warp. Because he does recognize that he'll have to clip to Swamp a couple of times due to lacking the hammer.
Yeah.
Be careful not to do it too much. I actually don't know if... I'm pretty sure it stays, but I don't know if the front would unflood if he dies. Probably doesn't. Probably doesn't unflood if he died on the overworld there. On the underworld, of course, it stays, but I'm not entirely sure on the overworld.
Yeah, that's a good question. And Spleebie does not dash through the water, which is nice to see.
Okay, I guess Osse is just flooding this first section here. Because he does not have a key. He's gonna go ahead and open this up for now. And then when he clips from Mire to Hera later, he won't be... he can then, after exiting Swamp, mirror, drain the dam, go back in, and just continue normally from there. So getting that piece of the puzzle out of the way. Which is what Spleebie is doing right now.
Yeah, I wonder if Spleebie needs 4 bombs.
I think he does. Yeah. He does need 4 bombs, because they only do a quarter heart to red mail. It doesn't show, but it is only a quarter heart.
All right. So what is next for Osse? It may be a misplaced mirror portal placement.
Yes.
So we are going to Pyramid next. Or no?
Oh no, we're doing a super drop to Mire. Gonna go ahead and open that up. Very nice.
Okay. All right, Osse's very far to the left here. I don't like this.
Oh, he's fine. He's got the jumps going.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So these jumps will place Osse at the very bottom of the map. The camera is a bit funky, and we are not synced with sprites. We are not going to bother correcting the camera. We're just going to go into Misery Mire. Ooh, Osse's got something else going on here that I am less familiar with.
I think he was just trying to figure out where he was. Maybe got a little lost. But he does find the medallion pad and does get the screen scroll with it. Would have been better if it were ether, though.
Now this is the scrolly scroll.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Spleebie has successfully gone through the clips to open up the front of Swamp. Needs to grab this small key here to open up the very front door of Swamp. And actually did need to perform a diver down in order to... Oh, we got the stair glitch.
Yeah, that's always a weird thing. It seems to be related to Diver Down, and I don't know why.
Probably has something to do with how it's jumping out of water one way or another. Actually, I wasn't watching. Did he do a bomb-based or a Samaria-based diver down?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Our tracker says it was a Samaria-based method.
Okay. So it's probably not what I was thinking of then. But it could be, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
Right.
actually finding it odd that the red mail is actually what's slowing Spleebie down more than anything else at the moment, just due to needing to take so much more damage for these death warps he's needed to take.
Yeah.
Red mail is a curse.
It is. It's why I avoid mail upgrades in this mode. But these mails were essentially unavoidable, and except in the case of just hard resetting.
Yeah, I'll say could have skipped the blue mail, but opted to grab it again after the hard lock.
Yeah, and his route has rewarded, I mean, it's been optimal for avoiding death warps, basically. Avoiding Zelda's cell in particular. And we may see a venture into Swamp from Mire. I don't know.
Not until we kill Vidi, though, which has not happened.
Yeah.
Although I don't think Osse has seen the chest, which has one of the items. Which is a little strange to me, at least in terms of his Mire routing. But only a little strange. I mean, he is heading straight to Vidi, which holds one of the other items.
The Quake Medallion is on right or left side Swamp, but that doesn't do anything for us. We are only looking for Ice Rod and Hammer for both of our runners. The Mire has been an advantage for Osse, like, in the last little bit of this race, but hasn't really shown any progression or anything.
Uh-oh, there's our mitts.
Always an uh-oh, because it doesn't really unlock anything except for the mitts.
The whole Smith chain to purple chest.
Yeah. And it's another pointer toward Ice Palace, a hammerless Ice Palace. Of course, we already had an in-logic method to get to Ice Palace with the flippers, if we do a flippers wrap.
And we also can get there... Well, it's out of logic, but we could get there with the mirror wrap as well.
Yeah. Okay, so Osse had much less trouble with the Vitreous fight, so can save a little time here. And of course, Osse's going back into Mire.
I think Spleebie only barely missed the zero cycle there.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a very long set for the first set of 3 movements that Argus does there. So he almost could have made it if he didn't
Still
take
well
the damage.
done.
Yeah. All right, so
Right.
there's the other item in Mire for Osse. So he's going to head over to the to above the cutscene chest again, clip from Mire to Hera, and use one of the Mire keys after clipping from Hera to Swamp, or at
And
least
always,
one of them.
yeah, we have 3 to spare here. And incidentally, it was nice to see a dash down on Osse's side just to speed up camera scrolling and to return to the like connector hallway. Oh yeah, Spleebie's gonna check checkerboard for us. Just 10 arrows.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to use the fake worlds he had from doing the Hera to Swamp clip, because he technically entered Swamp while the game thought he was in Light World.
Hmm.
And maybe this is his chance to go check out the Powder Bat as well.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, a little bit of walk of shame there for missing the item dash. Is there something else you forgot here in Kakariko? Oh, activating the flute.
Uh-huh. Yeah, funny to see that on both runner sides. All right, so Osse whittled his Mire keys down to 0, unlocking doors in Swamp Palace. And
But now they're all
we'll have
unlocked.
him. What's that?
Now they're all unlocked, so he doesn't have to spend time grabbing them.
Yeah. All right, and with the mitts, Spleebie, I expect, is going for the Smith chain. Meanwhile, opening Swamp is much faster for Osse with the Mire. This is something I should have mentioned earlier. The Mire may speed up things for Osse here.
Yeah,
Right.
and lacking the Mire, Spleebie does have to save and quit after grabbing the Froggy Smith. And it could be one reason why he opted to activate the flute then as well, just to make this a lot faster.
For sure.
More so than any other time save, I think. So not going for the back clip just yet.
Uh-huh. Well, Smiths will have hammer, right?
Nope.
It's a bug net.
Well, it's sort of like the hammer. I mean, it's a weapon you can use to damage Agate too, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's got a rod and everything. It's got a rod to it.
But we can't use it to get to Magic Bat. So Spleebie is checking Magic Bat, and he had to... Oh, there we go. We got a bat turn. Just for swag. Oh, that's where Blue Cane was. I forgot about that.
All right, so we're not left with great options for anything else here. We can't do anything more in GT. There's Hammerless Ice Palace. We already went through Hammerless Swamp, which wasn't productive there either. And now Spleebie's got to go get the purple chest. Now, this is actually going to... Oh, he's got the mitts. Never mind. I was going to say, oh, it's going to be interesting to get them. No, he's got the mitts. It's going to be easy.
Right, Argus fight for Osse. Also starting with a hook dash. Having a trouble revving up the second one. We're just gonna slash. Ending swamp battles with 2 keys. You love to see it.
Oh, there's the ice rod on the off the purple chest.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's really good for Spleebie. Of course, Hammer could still be terrible, but maybe it's just in Turtle Rock.
In which case, it's only less terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, this is quite interesting. I don't know how fast Osse will check Smith block locations. However, he does. I said Smith block locations, didn't I?
I mean, it is.
Yeah. If he does have the mirror to make things faster. Oh, and Osse's not done with swamp. He is going to check left side.
I mean, he has those extra swamp keys, so it's a lot faster for him here.
Yeah, can we just... Yeah, we're just going to slash that. Move on. Okay, so Spleebie's doing a mirrorless screen scroll to get to Turtle Rock, and he's starting from Laser Bridge. Yeah, I had mentioned earlier that the front of Turtle Rock is open, and I'm not sure Spleebie can take advantage of that at this point.
At this point, no. There's the hammer, too, right in Laser Bridge. Wow.
So that is go mode.
Yeah.
Spleebie just needs a big key to finish this dungeon.
He almost forgot about it.
It did look like he almost forgot about it. Transitioning to the peg maze. So, yeah, that's gonna be all that Spleebie searches. Well, it's gonna be all he needs to search for here. He has not. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna. Yeah. I'm just looking at the different dungeons that he has to do still, and he still needs to go to Ganon's tower and find the big key. I don't know what Spleebie's thinking about right now. I would just continue on. I think he's thinking about the red mail issue. But in Turtle Rock, I feel like it's always easy to find something to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, the spikes are usually pretty... Or the rolling spikes are usually pretty good at that. Even beyond that, if the big key winds up in the front, it may be faster to just exit the dungeon and enter it somewhere else. Depending on how the rest of it goes.
Okay, so Osse is on his way to check the Smith. So this is big. We are skipping Vanilla Big Key. And we'll see if Big Key is somewhere else, I guess.
It does like to be in the front.
I'm not sure this is worth it. Unless he's right. Then it is. Spleebie! Spleebie knows what he's doing, except that he's doing things in the wrong order.
It's okay, he's just taking damage to set up the Death Warp. See? It's all planned.
Calculated. Alright, so...
So Osse
interesting route.
Did turn in the ice rod, or the purple chest to get the ice rod.
Yeah, and now we're getting to checkerboard.
Just to make sure that hammer isn't there. Yeah,
so this is Spleebie's race to lose, it appears. It's certainly closer than other races in this tournament have been. And maybe the closest race of this series. Unless the first one was closer. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. I think both races in this series were blowouts, if I remember correctly. I think, yeah, they were, but they just alternated wins. In this race, it's great to see both runners getting to go mode pretty quickly here. Osse will be going into Laser Bridge as well, and we're seeing a Mire wrap. A much older method of getting into the back of Turtle Rock. Love seeing that.
The fake world on Dark Death Mountain there.
Yeah.
Or the fake world palette, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
And we still have the wind blowing on Spleebie's side too, from the audio.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, interesting. That Spleebie is going for the bomb jump rather than going for any sort of icebreaker thing.
It is interesting. I think we found that icebreaker doesn't save as much time when clipping Ice 1.
Oh, because of the entry clip, it puts you further along there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's surprising Spleebie's having trouble with hovers, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Oh, no. On his last bomb for the bomb jump here.
Yeah, so Spleebie's going to be extra careful, goes with pixels he knows and trusts. Going to take it a little slow. And yeah, hookshot's good to get across. Okay, so we're seeing a more linear path for Osse, checking the center chest, and it's just a key. Oh, so Spleebie went for a stair clip, didn't get it. We still get a kind of clip because Spleebie went for hookshot as a backup. Okay, and no death warp needed for Osse.
I wonder if that actually winds up slowing him down, because Spleebie could just fake flute or just flute away from the fake world.
Yes. I don't know. It depends on how much time Spleebie spent taking damage and dealing with the Chain Chomp room. But you have a good point. Spleebie needs to be careful. You can't get hit 2 more times. Right. Not a problem. We've got Fire Rod and half magic. Yeah, Spleebie cleans up Cold Stare. Oh yeah, and Malmo makes a good point in this conversation about the flute navigation. Osse cannot just leave the front like Spleebie did. Osse will just mirror anyway, but like that option doesn't really exist. Okay, that's 7 crystals, so Spleebie will be opening the front of Ganon's tower, right?
No.
In fact, it's a double dip. And now we just need to find the big key, which is definitely on the left side. Oh, and he gets that key that
Finally.
he skipped earlier. To Tajso's chagrin. Ooh. Okay, so Aussie gets carried a little bit on the diagonal, which is a little funky, but he gets through. Also, that room is just awful in every way you can approach it, dealing with the
Yeah.
parties.
They like to play defense.
Yeah. And then Aussie is going for right side, and there's the book, the vanilla big key.
I guess he's looking for some silvers or something.
Even if it's a key, I think it would be nice.
Yeah. Just to save picking up that rock there.
Yeah. There's
And
big
there's the
key
big
for
key.
Spleebie.
Oh,
How are we
no.
gonna deal with this? This is not good. I would just
save
go.
and quit. I would save and quit. And just clip again.
You're right. That's a better idea.
Because this warp maze is pretty slow.
The warp maze is slow. Very interesting. Will we get it Ganon's Tower? Big chest check.
I mean, he's going to go right by it. So might as well. Just on the off chance that it's silvers.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Just a single arrow.
Well done, game. Well done. Nice combined poke, spin, fire rod method for Aussie. Aussie's doing a good job catching up, but it's not going to be enough, it appears. It's just Aussie's pod clear. I think that's the main route decision that caused a slowdown on his side.
Yeah, and the mirror just wasn't enough to... just wasn't able to save as much time as the whole clear actually took to do.
Yeah.
And again, there is still room for some error on Spleebie to bring this a little closer.
Right. It's not over till it's over. Spleebie needs to remember to get a bomb, for example, to get through the tower, but that'll be easy once we're in Mini Helmosaur room.
Yeah, there are some bombs in the pots there. Opts to use one of his potions to reduce the amount of error that can really screw him over here.
Going through the spikes, always a rare sight.
Well, I mean, when you're this tanky, might as well go for it.
Yeah. The first landmo is a little obnoxious, going up left, but Spleebie takes care of them on the second cycle. And Aussie taking advantage of the blue boomerang found at Digging Game. We haven't seen that item too much, but it does shine in this dungeon. And not even using the hook shot, which is kind of funny.
He tried to go. He tried to go for the frame rule.
So good. All right, so here's where Aussie saves a little time. And can mirror back. And we'll now be scaling the tower.
Oh, getting bailed out by the 10 bomb there.
That's amazing.
I mean, again, there's still bomb pops in there that he could grab. So If it wasn't a bomb, then he still would have been fine. But
Yeah, but just the idea that I'm even talking about bombs in Ganon's tower, which is like not that common to talk about. And there it is, a full refill. All right, the very last chest does not help us.
so
Just
no
a piece
silvers.
of heart. Mm-hmm. All right, Agatu. We get a big triangle to start. Maybe one hit so far.
Yeah, I don't think that other one hit. I think we're at 1. I think we're at 2 now. I don't think that second one hit there either. There's a double. Oh. Almost done with the fight there.
Okay. Yeah, those were some rough patterns. Meanwhile, Osse was able to take care of that top left land mode that I mentioned earlier. It still had to be cleaned up, but it was an early second cycle. And Spleebie entering the Ganon fight. Gold sword, red mail. Not a lot to worry about in the first couple of phases. And then Spleebie will be doing a silverless fight.
We see Osse pause before heading upstairs. Just trying to make sure he doesn't get the jingle glitch despawn.
Oh yeah. Purple Rock had a bow, apparently.
That must have been in those front 3 chests, the 2 in the roller room and the 1 in the spike room.
Right. Incidentally, Spleebie released the initial spin on Ganon maybe a little early, and it turned Ganon blue. He could have potentially avoided a blue Ganon by releasing the spin after the text box. Oh. So the last hit would have been a bit more swag with a final slash, but Spleebie gets it done. The spin. And GG's to Spleebie for securing 3rd place in this tournament.
And finishing with an official time of 1 hour and 28 minutes flat.
Very nice. And Osse drops to Ganon.
Should be just as easy a fight. Gonna go for some dashes in the bat ring.
Gold Sword gives runners a lot of time to do other things.
Yeah, it doesn't speed up the fight, but makes it a lot easier on your execution. You don't have to be as tight with things until phase 4.
Oh, okay. So Ganon, we saw the 2 different timings for releasing the spin, and it was a blue Ganon after all. That's pretty interesting to see.
And we were joined by Spleebie. Congratulations.
GG, Spleebie.
Hey, thank you.
How did you feel about that ice rod?
Not good. I mean, I was like, okay, I can do swamp. Let's do swamp. But then it's like, no hammer, no mirror. It took forever. And so I felt like I had to chase the mitts.
Yeah.
So I did.
Right. And you were the first to find ice rod. Meanwhile, Osse defeats Ganon and finishes the seed. GG's to Osse.
GG.
Yeah, so the main difference between the two of you was that Osse actually entered pod and cleared out a lot of it. Found the mirror there, but that wasn't quite enough to come back and overtake you. Meanwhile, we are joined by Osse. GG's.
GG's.
Hey, GG.
GG.
So yeah, Atash was just explaining that Osse did a dip of pod and it rewarded with the mirror, but wasn't enough to speed up and beat Spleebie to the ice rod and hammer.
That's kind of how it felt. Like just mirror and pod isn't all that strong, but like, it helped a little bit in swamp and a bit more on purple chest check, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a point where it's like, well, I gotta dip pod or do swamp. And I was like, well, I gotta pick the crystal, even if it's a little slower. But I had no hammer or mirror at the time. I never found mirror.
Before hammer. I was guessing you had hammer first. Or early.
Yeah, you guys both put off Turtle Rock until you had everything you needed to complete it, so hammer was go mode for both of you.
It's interesting.
And apparently Turtle Rock had the silver arrows too.
Yeah, up there at the front, likely. Or had to be.
So Spleebie, why did you in Turtle
big
Rock
chest.
skip?
I assume Osse got the big chest. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
It was just a small key.
Oh, it was because I found the hammer and I was like, cool, let's go to the boss and, you know, go mode the rest of this seed.
Oh,
So I went and opened that door and then I had no keys, which is why I skipped lava chest.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I forgot about that
I
problem.
spent that key and
Potentially.
then I almost saved and quit out of Crystal Roller because I was thinking it had a key door at the bottom, which is dumb.
Uh-huh. That's a vanilla component that was removed from Randomizer.
Right, not right.
Yeah,
There isn't a
it's not a
keyboard there in Crystal Roller, but it's at the bottom of the pipe room.
Yeah,
behind
that
the big key door.
Yeah, you never would normally spend a small key there, but when you're backtracking like that through glitches or something, then yeah, that would be there, but it's been removed in.
So for a second, I was like, "Crap, I'm screwed. I needed that key," and then I was like, "Wait, no, I can keep going." So I stole the key and then kept going. I was gonna backtrack to big chest or lava chest, sorry, if I needed to, and then death warp. Thankfully, wasn't needed.
Yeah, the chomps helped. Well, they sort of helped you out in that one, giving you enough damage to death warp out quick.
When I finally got the pegs the right way.
Yeah, they were playing some serious defense on you there too.
And Malmo was asking about your trek through the warp tiles of GT.
Oh my gosh.
That was another interesting one.
Shoot, do any of these pots have a bomb? Which is why I was picking them all up.
But
that was
you had to get from the big key to upper GT, which was a huge ordeal.
So I don't know if you know, but there are some bomb pots in the Helmasaur room way up at the top there. So you were not, hurting for bombs.
Right.
in
I
terms
was
of being
worried
able to
about
finish
a
it.
key, the big key in rando room.
Oh, I
Right.
see.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
Okay.
Yeah, because if
I-
it wasn't in fire snakes, then I was stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I don't even know
At
where
that
to get a
moment.
bomb in there.
Yeah, I started
Just
talking about
in
bombs, but I would.
Bob's chest room, there's
Yeah,
a pot.
there's a few pots with bombs in there.
So then, like, go
Yeah.
there and get the bomb, and then backtrack all the way to rando room.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I brought up bombs for the wrong reason. Yeah, so that's interesting. Jeez, what a nerve-wracking run. Well, another thing that defined some time loss for Aussie was a soft lock at the beginning.
Hard lock.
Yeah.
It was a hard lock. It was about this time difference too. I lost all of my Kakariko.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was stuff in Blind's hut, like just the sword.
Yeah, I couldn't really remember what there was. I think I skipped the right things then.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
skipped the back of Blind's hut, which was important, and I don't recall if you skipped the back of Kakariko well, but you did opt to pick up the blue mail again from the bottle merchant.
Yeah, that worked out. I don't think I had a death warp anywhere. Like that one
Yeah.
place in Pod where I would have had a bad death warp. I got the Mire.
And even your escape worked out well, whereas Spleebie did not check Dark Cross, and Spleebie did the Death Warp at Ball and Chains.
I did Dark
you're
Cross.
At Zelda,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do
I
it
think,
from
yeah.
the back.
Sorry, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it worked out in Aussie's favor because the map was down in Zella's chest and he opened everything else, so he didn't have to go down there at all. But he did forfeit the sewer key at that point, which Spleebie did wind up using to unlock Swamp.
I liked my swamp route. Just went in straight from Mire.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice and simple, the way the logic intended.
it's straightforward. Spleebie's trek through Hera was a little time-consuming.
Yeah,
Small key was not available.
forgot that I got the big key when I Hera potted.
Oh,
So
I
it would've
see
been
what you're
faster to
saying.
just. But you don't need the big key anyway. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just nerves and oh my gosh, stupid brain.
Yeah, it's hard to.
So I forgot I got the
Optimized
big key and I thought I needed it to get to the swamp clip spot, which I then screwed up like 3 times.
And so I took my Hera big key to the big chest and then carried that into swamp so I could flood it. And then I came back later in Mire for the actual clear.
Oh, nice.
Right. Yeah,
Good
that worked out well. Yeah. It was a good race especially for a game 3 where the first 2 games were so heavily weighted for each of the winners.
Well, it looks like we got our bottles in a different order.
Yeah, I guess you can tell that from the results screen here.
I've never noticed that. But yeah, that's true.
I mean, you both got the last bottle at the same order, but yeah, the first 3, a little bit jumbled there.
Yeah, there were some funny glitch occurrences. Just the idea of being able to transition after Turtle Rock. This is what Spleebie did, and then use the flute. So you have like the Dark World tile set and palette, and then the sounds of the wind carried into Ice Palace. It's pretty funky.
Right. So the Galaxy Brain opening of Turtle Rock there. I was thinking, oh, I have. I'll check it, and if it's the medallion, I'll just open it and then go get catfish. And that way, if I want to like map wrap later or something, then I could.
Right.
Totally
you already
blanking
had-
that I'd already finished Skull Woods
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I was like, hey,
Well-
we can do this cool thing now since I opened it. So we did.
Yeah, I was like, I mentioned it, like I couldn't think of how to take advantage of that. So that was neat to see.
I could swear that someone went and timed ways of getting back to Ganon, and that the map wrap to Skull Woods from Turtle Rock, I could have sworn that was one of the things tested that wound up being faster than some save and quit method that it was paired against, but I don't remember the
Brittle
details.
tested
or
a bunch
specifics.
of routes,
Yeah.
and I think that's true. But I don't think it was checked against like Mirror and Flute.
Yeah.
I think he was just checking against save and quits.
I mean, because how often do you have an actual active flute?
Not super often. All right. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts from our runners?
I'll say that it's been a fantastic tournament. Had a lot of fun. A good introduction to overworld glitches, I'd say. And special shout out to whoever put together the glitches resources. Couldn't have got here without it.
A lot of the new ones Malmo put together
Mhm.
are really great for learning all this stuff. And yeah, likewise,
sure.
I've enjoyed this tournament. You know, it's been great. We got so many matches restreamed. It was crazy. Even like if it was just a tracker, that was quite amazing to see. And it was a good time, I think.
So now that the two of you are done with your tournament here, are you guys still going to be playing HMG for other races or anything?
I want to try out specifically cross keys, HMG.
Oh, okay.
Just test that out, maybe a few other modes.
Yeah, the big thing to watch out for on that one is that fake worlds are patched in entrance modes, so some things are not going to quite work the same.
Can't do the back of Skull Woods easy. But I have found that cross-world entrance shuffle is a lot easier with overworld glitches. So yeah,
Well, I imagine so,
definitely-
since you have so much more access from the start.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about connectors so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I haven't tried one with hybrid, but I might have to give that a swing.
Sounds like the next tournament. Hybrid Major Glitches entrance shuffle. Stay tuned.
You going to organize that one?
Sure. I'm on it. This has been a lot of fun, and special shout outs to Malmo for organizing this, of course. Maybe we'll have no logic in the future. All right, looking forward to the finals. Tasha, thanks for joining me on commentary. Thanks to both of our runners for running this. Thank you for our tracker, Arteril. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly, but thanks again, SpeedGaming. And this was a great race.
Yeah,
You want to take us out of here, Taj?
Yeah, just really glad that this series ended out in the way that it did with a relatively close race. So we're always happy to see it. Always happy to have you guys here watching us and participating in any ways that you can. Have a good night, everybody.